What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Swift coming at you with some Elden Ring content. Yes, the game, one of the Souls games I've never played on this channel, at least not to any extent. Anyways, so, as we all know, Shadow of the Erdtree releases here in a couple of weeks, and your boy has it pre-ordered. I have spent a lot of time in the world of Elden Ring, even though it wasn't on YouTube, and I'd like to spend some time here in this video talking about my time with Elden Ring, the build that I'm using, and kind of what I've done to prepare for the DLC and kind of the hurdles and obstacles that I had to overcome just to get to this point. So when Elden Ring first came out, I bought it on PC and Xbox Series X. I played it extensively on the PC just because it was the much prettier version to me. Although I do have the Xbox account, which is like 30 hours in. Never beat the game on Series X though. Played extensively on the PC, and I was doing a particular quest line that involves meeting up and fighting 4 different people, and I had a power outage during that quest while it was loading. Now, needless to say, let's go back a little bit here. I had fought the Elden Beast a few times, and he beat me, and I decided at that point that there was so much more game here to play that I would just level up more, explore more, play the game more, and come back to the Elden Beast later whenever I felt like I was more capable of completing that mission and beating him. So I started doing these quests. Fast forward back to the one that I just talked about. I was fighting 4 individuals. I think I had just beat them or they had beaten me. Either way, it was loading and the power went out. Okay, not a big deal, right? You know, these things, they're backed up, correct? You know, you can just, that can happen sometimes, and you get that nasty slap on the wrist and a warning, but then you can load your game. Not me. Not at all. I loaded it back up, and it was corrupted. File corrupted. I was devastated. Honestly, I think I was like somewhere between just like tears and violence. I was so upset, and so luckily, because I was on the PC account, I was able to do some research and found out that I could download a hexadecimal editing software and use it to save my save. I did that. I was able to get my save back, and I was able to beat the game 2 more times. I did that, satiated my desire for Elden Ring at the time, stopped playing it after beating it a few times, and then came back to it a few months later, and the save was corrupted again. At that point, I decided, well, you know, it's over now. There's no reason to try to go back and fix it again. It's over. So, fast forward to, you know, the announcement of Shadow of the Erdtree. Now, I'm sitting there thinking, am I even going to play the DLC? At that time, I really didn't think I was going to play it, and then I thought about Elden Ring some. I had a few people on the channel mention that they wanted to see me play the game, and that kind of inspired me a little bit. So I started playing Elden Ring a little bit a few weeks ago, and I am now almost level 150, which is the recommended level for the DLC. I have my vigor up to 60, which is also recommended for the DLC. I'm using Dom's Roundtable's Mrs. Binky Bonk build, which is like basically a Fury DPS if you're familiar with the World of Warcraft, and this build is absolutely insane. Huge shout out to Dom's Roundtable, and Dom as one of the best Elden Ring channels that I've seen, and one of the smartest Elden Ring players that I've ever seen as well. So if you haven't subscribed to Dom's Roundtable, please take the moment here and do that now, because he's much better than me in every facet of Elden Ring. But either way, I'm using the Mrs. Binky Bonk build. I do plan on jumping in the DLC as blindly as possible, although I have watched some videos now. But when I get into it, I'm going to try to do as little research as possible, and my goal is to use a lot of the new weapon classes and familiarize with a lot of those new weapons. And so I'm not going to use Binky Bonk the whole time. I'm going to maybe use it in the beginning a little bit to get started, but once that happens, I'm going to use some of the new weapons, because there's a lot of awesome ones that I've seen, the backhanded blade, a few other ones that look really sweet. So don't expect the same old boring Mrs. Binky Bonk or anything like that in the DLC. Your boy's going to do some research, and he's going to try some new things, and it should be a lot of fun. Obviously, you see in the background here, this is just some of the Binky Bonk playthrough videos and some of the bosses I fought just recently here. So the video footage I'm going to do in the future, at least for Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, is going to be live. As you probably could tell now, this is not live. This is just me kind of coming back through explaining the situation here. So my character is almost ready for the DLC. He's going to be probably exactly level 150 when it releases. Like I said, I'm going to have the vigor up to 60, and we're gonna roll with it as little research as possible. And yeah, Elden Ring, man, when I came back to it again, got that addiction again, and just absorbed more of the atmosphere again, I just realized this game, I just really love it. It's just a great game, and so I'm just blown away by how excellent this game is. So anyways, thank you all for paying attention. I hope that you'll join me for the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree content. I plan on getting my first video out on the day of release, so that would be Friday the 21st, Friday evening at some point. If not, it'll be there Saturday morning. So I do want to do this. I don't know where my channel's going from here, but I do at least want to put the Shadow of the Erdtree content out on the channel as a harken back to where my channel started, which was Dark Souls. And I'm also going to release some of the Dark Souls shorts and try to continue that series that I started a few months ago. So definitely some Souls content on the channel here over the next couple of weeks, and depending on how long Shadow of the Erdtree is, maybe even months. So anyways, guys, thank you again for being so supportive for all these years, and just for being great people. I appreciate you all. Have a great day.